This is the first screen you'll see when you log into HOKU for the first time. You'll have two options: New Enrollment or Track Application. If you're a new Hawaii Medicaid provider, you will select New Enrollment. If you're a Hawaii Medicaid provider and received a letter with your application ID number, you will select Track Application and input your application ID number on the next page. As a new provider, you will need to select an enrollment type. To find out which enrollment type your provider type is categorized as, please visit the HOKU webpage at medquest.hawaii.gov/HOKU. And click on the Resources tab. Then, click on the HOKU Waves and Provider Enrollment Type link. Close the HOKU webpage and select Atypical Provider Individual. Then scroll to the bottom left corner and click Submit. This is your basic information screen. All the fields on this screen with an asterisk are required fields and need to be filled in. Enter your first name, last name, gender, and enter your Social Security number. Then, your date of birth. You'll notice that the application type is already set to atypical rendering/servicing. Instead, click on the drop-down menu and select Atypical Individual/Sole Proprietor. EIN or TIN, legal business name, click on the W-9 Entity Type drop-down menu and select Proprietary-Individual. Then, click on the Profit Status drop-down menu and select For-Profit, Closely Held. Enter your street address in the Address Line 1 field, and if there's a suite number, enter it in the Address Line 2 field. Then, skip to the zip code field and enter your zip code and click Validate Address. And HOKU will auto-populate the city/town, state/province, county, and country fields. Click Finish. Please ensure you jot down your application ID number on a piece of paper. You will receive an email with your application ID number within 24 hours. But it's handy to have your application ID written down somewhere so you can quickly reference and pull up your application later. Please note that as a provider, you will have 30 days to complete your application once you log in. If you do not complete your online application in HOKU within 30 days, you'll need to re-enter your information again. Click OK at the bottom right corner of your screen. Here on your dashboard, you can see all of the application steps that you need to complete. Step 1, called Provider Basic Information, is now complete. For Step 2, click on the hyperlink called Add Locations. Click Add. You will need to enter a primary practice location on this screen. All fields with an asterisk are required fields and need to be filled in. First, Select a location type from the drop-down menu. Then enter your street address and zip code. Click Validate Address to auto-populate the city/town, state/province, county, and country fields. Enter a web page URL if you have a business web page. In the box below, enter the hours that your office is open each day. Note that you will need to enter hours for every day, including Saturday and Sunday, to advance on the screen. If you're closed on any specific day, just select Close, and you will not have to enter hours for that day. Select Yes or No from the Handicap Accessible drop-down menu. Select Spoken Languages from the Languages Spoken list menu. For multiple selections, use the Control key on your keyboard and click on the multiple languages spoken. Then click OK. Then click Close. For step 3, click on the hyperlink called Add Correspondence Address. Click Add. Here is where you will add your correspondence address. All fields with an asterisk are required fields and need to be filled in. Enter your primary telephone number and select Email or Standard Mail from the Communication Preferences drop-down menu. If you select Email, enter an email in the email address field. Both email and standard mail communication preferences require a correspondence address. Enter your street or P.O. box address and zip code. Then click Validate Address, and HOKU will auto-populate the rest of the required fields on the screen for you. Then click OK. Then click Close. On your dashboard, step 4 is Add Provider Type /Specialties/Subspecialties. Click on the hyperlink. Click Add. Select your provider type from the Provider Type drop-down menu. As a foster care provider, you would select Adult Foster Care. Click on the Specialty drop-down menu and select No Specialty Required. Click OK. Then click Close. Step 5 is the Associated Biller, which is an optional screen. To show that you completed an optional step, click on the hyperlink to open the step, Associate Billing Provider. Then click Close. Click the hyperlink Add License/Certification/Other, which is Step 6. As a reference, MedQuest has posted a table with the required licenses and certifications for each provider type at medquest.hawaii.gov/HOKU. Click on the Resources tab, and then click on the link Required and Optional Licenses, Certificates, and Documents by Provider Type. This table indicates the required licenses and certifications for each provider type. Close the web page. Click Add. MedQuest is working with our vendor to address the license/certificate requirement in Step 6. A community care foster family home, or CCFFH provider, must be licensed as a nurse's aide or as a registered nurse through the Hawaii Board of Nursing. Currently in HOKU, providers can add the Hawaii Board of Nursing license, but not a nurse's aide license or certificate. If you have a Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs, or DCCA, Hawaii Board of Nursing license, you can add it in Step 6. If you have a nurse's aide certificate, you will not be able to add it in Step 6 at this time, until this issue has been corrected by our vendor. MedQuest's current information is that HOKU will be updated in mid-October of this year to rectify the corrected license and certificate step requirements. Select Department of Health, Office of Healthcare Assurance from the License/Certification/Other type drop-down menu. Enter the license number in the License/Certification/Other field. Select the date your license was effective. If your license has an expiration date, enter an end date. Click Confirm License/Certification/Other. Then, click OK. Here, you can see that your license has been successfully entered in HOKU. Once you finish adding all your licenses, certificates, or other documents, click Close. If another license is required for your provider type, HOKU will display an error message in the Step Remark column. Step 6 is now complete. Next is Step 7, which is Add Additional Information. Here is where you would enter authorized signers for claims and to sign documents. This step is an optional step. To mark the step as complete, click on the hyperlink. If you'd like to add an authorized representative, click Add. Enter the first name of the representative, their last name, and the start date for when you would like to add them as an authorized user. Don't forget to select the end date of when you would like to have that person end as an authorized user. Then click OK. Here, you can see that your authorized representative has been added. If everything looks okay to you on this screen, click Close. Step 7 is now complete. Click on the hyperlink for Step 8, which is to add provider controlling interest/ownership details. Read through the Per Medicaid Provider manual and pay close attention to the Required Owners section. Depending on your provider type, you'll have different requirements for the type of required owners that you need to add in HOKU. If you scroll down to view the owners list, you'll notice that your ownership will automatically be listed on the bottom of the page, and you do not need to add yourself. Make sure to add a managing employee. If you do not have a managing employee, it can be yourself. Select Add Owner from the Actions drop-down menu to add yourself or another individual as a managing employee. Select Owners Relationships from the Actions drop-down menu. Read the question at the top of the screen under Add Relationship and select Yes. If your managing employee is someone other than yourself, you'll select a relationship from the drop-down menus. For the first drop-down menu, select Managing Employee's Relationship to You, the owner. Select Self for the relation to last, first column. If the managing employee is the daughter of the owner, select Daughter from the first drop-down list. Select Self for the relation to associate owner column. The second drop-down list will be the opposite, which is Mother if the owner is a female, and Father if the owner is a male. Click Save. Then click Close. If you have other owners to add, continue the process of selecting Add Owner from the Actions drop-down list until all owners are added. You can see that the relationship status is now complete for all owner types. Now you need to complete the adverse actions. Click Actions, then select Owner Adverse Action from the drop-down menu. Read the final adverse legal actions/convictions statement thoroughly. Select a yes or no response for each of the owners in the response column. If you select yes for any of the owners, add an explanation in the comments field. Click OK. On this screen, you can see that Adverse Actions is now complete. Click Close. Step 9, Add Taxonomy Details, is also an optional step. As an atypical individual provider, you will not need to add a taxonomy. So click on the hyperlink to open the step, and then click Close to mark the step as complete. Next, click on Step 10, called Upload Documents. A fingerprint-based criminal background check, or FCBC, is a required upload document. However, during the COVID-19 public health emergency, this requirement is temporarily waived in HOKU. After the public health emergency is over, MedQuest will notify you when we will need you to upload a copy of your FCBC determination letter. Click Add. Currently, the Nurse's Aid License/Certificate is marked as a required upload document. However, MedQuest is working with our vendor to make this upload optional. If you have a Nurse's Aid license or certificate, you may select the Nurse's Aid License/Certificate option and upload your copy. If you have a Hawaii Board of Nursing license, you'll need to upload a copy of your DCCA license twice. Once under the Hawaii Board of Nursing option, and again under the Nurse's Aid License/Certificate option. The reason for doing this is that the system has the Nurse's Aid License/Certificate set as required. This situation is temporary while our vendor updates HOKU to make the Nurse's Aid Certificate optional so that the provider can upload either the Nurse's Aid Certificate or DCCA Hawaii Board of Nursing license. Select the document type you are uploading to HOKU from the drop-down menu. Select License from the Document Type drop-down menu. Select Department of Health Office of Healthcare Assurance from the Document Name drop-down menu. Select your document for upload by clicking Choose File, then Open. Click OK. Click Add. Select License from the Document Type drop-down menu, if you're local to Hawaii. Then select GE Tax License from the Document Name drop-down menu. Select your file for upload by clicking Choose File, then Open. Click OK. Click Add. Select Tax from the Document Type drop-down menu. Then select W9 Indicator from the Document Name drop-down menu. Select your file for upload by clicking Choose File. Then Open. Click OK. You can double-check to see that all required licenses and certifications have been uploaded to HOKU. Click Close. Click on the hyperlink called Complete Enrollment Checklist. Read all the questions on the checklist and select Yes or No from the drop-down menu. If you select Yes to any of the questions, enter an explanation in the comments column. Then click Save. Click Close. Click on the Step 12 hyperlink called Submit Enrollment Application for approval. Click Next. After you read the disclosure, scroll to the bottom of the screen and click the checkbox. Then click Submit Application at the top of your screen. Your enrollment in HOKU is now complete. A message will display at the top of your screen saying, "Your application number has been successfully submitted for state review. Return with this application number to track the status of your application." If you would like to track the status of your application, select Track Application from the Provider menu. Then enter your application number in the Application ID field and click Submit. A message will then display saying, "Your application is currently in review by the Provider Enrollment Unit. You cannot make any modifications to your enrollment information at this time."
Mahalo for attending this training for HOKU, Hawaii's Online Kahu Utility System, MedQuest's new web-based provider enrollment system. We hope it was helpful. More information about HOKU can be found on MedQuest's website, medquest.hawaii.gov. Finally, on behalf of MedQuest, mahalo nui loa to you and for your commitment to Hawaii's Medicaid beneficiaries. Aloha.